Okay, welcome back to Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons for episode number 17. My name is David Ashbaugh, your Dungeon Master. As always, joined by our three fearless adventurers, Darren Worts, the Aasimar Wizard, David Beaton, the Tiefling Bard, and Alex Kerrigan, the Half-Elf Fighter. And boys, I gotta say, episode 16 went a little bit off the rails. Was not prepared for the direction that episode went. You're now murderers.
What you're talking about, man.
That was according to plan, 100% of the way.
Yeah, if I can go back and check the notes, I think that episode went perfect. Everything fell into place.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dave. That was exactly according to plan.
As a quick recap of episode 16, our adventurers found themselves sawing off the head of a doppelganger corpse, which Darren then asked if I could make it some sort of magical item so that they could activate the doppelganger effect on just the head so that maybe they can transform it into a useful object somewhere in the future. And, well, because I hate myself, I said, sure, let's go with that. And then you guys made your way back into town where Wycella Worts showed you kind of the pipeweed warehouse and production line. And you guys helped her fix one of the machines by forging a new cog for one of their pressing machines. And then she sent you up to Friar Farnsworth, who basically told you that you needed to come up with a plan to reunite this town, to settle the family feud. And Sir Alex of Kerrigan had a great idea of getting the two families to bring their talents together and make a ale out of the pipeweed. So kind of bringing in the farmers.
So myself, yeah,
it was a great idea.
Pretty genius. Yeah.
And then David, Divad Darrenious, also suggested that perhaps that you should throw some sort of benefit charity concert of some sort during the Harvest Festival, which is in less than a week's time. And so that plan is still developing, but I think you guys have a pretty decent foundation to start out on, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then, and Darren suggested maybe making flyers that when you smoke them, that the exhaled smoke turns into the info about the concert as sort of a viral marketing scheme.
Guys, if the podcast doesn't work out, we should really get into marketing.
Yeah. And magic.
And also discover
and killing kids.
The lost art of magic, of course.
Yes, mind freak. And then you guys descended for your first time in this realm into the Underdark, which is used by Friar Farnsworth to travel between the two churches stealthily. Unfortunately, all three of you failed your stealth check going through the Underdark and attracted the attention of a rather nasty creature called a bullet. Unfortunately for myself, David decided to charm it with his dart of domination, and then in combination with that, Darren captured it in his orb of creature containment, and now our fearless adventurers are a little more fearless because they have a very formidable creature at their disposal should they choose
we have
to
a
use
nuke.
it. And that is where we ended the episode.
Can I just go back and charmed it with his dart of determination, was it?
Dart of domination is what David calls his penis.
So he did what to the monster?
Walked up to it and slapped it in the face with his penis.
Shocked
It, and then I captured it in the
You're
Pokeball.
mine now.
Hey, 4 minutes in, guys. 4 minutes.
Yeah, we're breaking records every week.
All right, but episode 16 was definitely that was a fun way to kick off the new year of recordings for sure. And I gotta say, I can't believe we're already at episode 17. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Closing in on 20, baby.
Yep.
Just milestone after milestone.
Yeah, man. And so I will say this. My dude dialogue questions going forward, because I feel like we've kind of established that although you guys are playing yourselves within this realm, you've also kind of created unique characters with personality traits and stuff like that. So going forward, my dude dialogue questions are going to be related to the characters within the game rather than yourself.
Okay. Yeah, a little bit of world building. I like that.
Yeah, just so we can kind of get a separation between the real person and the character you're trying to portray. And so it's kind of just like I've softly eased you guys into playing these characters just, without dropping you into it. two.
Are you
two
are
doing
the
this because
artist.
of all the murder that we've committed, and you want to try and like separate the real us?
Yes, I need.
Disassociate.
I need some legal armor here if this ever gets taken to court for whatever reason.
Legal has specifically asked me to.
Yeah, our HR department told me to
differentiate.
tone it back a little bit.
We were role-playing murdering a family. None of us would really do it,
Yeah.
or so my lawyer is instructing me to say.
And so, for our first question pertaining to your characters and their personalities, would your character rather be feared or loved? Let's start with Darren.
Yes, I think in the beginning, Darrenious probably would have wanted to be more loved and everybody's friends, but I think, especially in the past couple episodes that we've had, I think I'm leaning more into the bloodlust fear monger side of things.
Yeah, no
I think
surprise
he's
there,
getting,
Mr. Child Murderer.
He's getting he's swelling with a lust for power and domination, and I think by the end of this campaign, I will be the big bad. It seems to be the direction that Darrenious is going.
All right, I like that answer. Let's go to David. Divad Darrenious. Tell us, would you rather be feared or loved?
I would rather them to love to fear me.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Where they fear me, but they love that they fear me.
So it's kind of
They
like
love the
Good
scales
shock
you're playing.
rock or death metal. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of scary, but you love it.
so it's like they wouldn't want to meet you in a dark alley, but they'll still be like, man, that guy's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like going to a Guar show. You love it, but after the show, you don't want to hang out with the band.
Yeah, you feel gross. Yeah.
All right, so David's penis named Dart of Domination, and you feel gross after you've encountered it.
And remember, he's wearing assless chaps this entire
No, not
time.
anymore. Not anymore.
No?
Changed it with the pirate garb.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about what you guys are wearing at the moment. Maybe we'll encounter that this episode. And then, okay, Alex, loved or feared?
This one should be obvious. It's feared.
Feared.
I mean, like I'm the one who was like, hey, we should cut the head off of this woman and take her hair. Like, despite
But you draw
all
a
my,
hard line at killing kids.
yeah,
On
Sir
purpose.
Alex is a rather complicated character. Let's say that. Overall, I think he understands that more can be done with a population that fears you and wants to get out of your way, than as opposed to one that adores you.
Well, I was going to say, I think like Alex started out as kind of the heel of this campaign, but I'm pretty sure Darren has overtaken him in that slide towards darkness.
And we're
My
literally
body count
fighting,
is...
yeah, we're fighting each other to see who could be more of a dick. And
Yeah, it's a race to the bottom between you two.
Right,
And
yeah.
David's just over there tuning his guitar.
He's happily neutral.
Yeah. All right, so should we get into it for episode 17?
Threat.
Wait, are we 17 or 16?
17, man. We just did 16.
That's right. I mislabeled my stuff last time. Yeah, we're on 17 now.
Yeah, pay attention, okay?
Yep.
Jesus.
No.
I have crafted this world for you. You will pay attention.
I will.
So, you guys find yourselves, as you always do, right where we left off. And so, Darren, you are standing there, Pokeball in hand, or I should say, Orb of Creature Containment, hashtag not trademark infringement.
Yeah, Nintendo does like to sue, so careful.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't fuck around.
And you currently have a very powerful creature within the Pokeball. David, you had retrieved your Dart of Domination with... Well, you failed your first roll, but then decided to use your inspiration dice. So you did retrieve your Dart of Domination, and Alex and Chuck are just kind of chilling, probably about 10 feet or so behind you. So what would you gentlemen like to do? And Friar Farnsworth is there as well.
I'm just gonna tap Chuck on the shoulder, going, "Nice shot back there, yub."
Yeah, don't think I'm gonna forget about you calling me an Ewok. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound very good, don't ya know?
It's an Ewok is a term of endearment where I'm from, and I wink at Darrenious and Divad.
Roll me a deception.
Yeah. Come on, boys, play along here.
Yes, nobody considers the movies they were in to be the worst in the franchise.
I got an 11.
Chuck looks at you and he's like, oh, well, I don't know about that, but you just You're on thin ice, Sir Alex. You gotta be a bit nicer.
I'm just going to smile. I'm just going to smile and let it go. Yeah.
Chuck gives you like a soft kick in the shin and walks away.
Oof.
Also, our new alligator companion's name is Leatherhead, named after the Ninja Turtles character, so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Summon him, it's Leatherhead.
I think we should ride Leatherhead the rest of the way.
Oh my God, David. I love that.
Oh, my.
Okay, so Friar Farnsworth walks up to you guys and he's like, "Gentlemen, I've never seen something like that before. Where did that creature go? What is that ball? What?
Certain questions do not need answers, my friend. Just know that our little companion will no longer be a threat to you or our party. In fact, he is now at our disposal."
Well, that's good because, I mean, that's one of the smaller ones, so just still be careful if you're using this passage in the future.
Nah, we'll just trade up Pokemon.
We'll battle the two and take the loser.
And so Friar Farnsworth looks at you and he's like, "Gentlemen, follow me. It's still a ways of a walk because we have to wind our way through this area, and please try not to make any more noise."
No farts or songs or
Or,
It's all right. I think I got it all out with that last one.
So did you guys want to ride the bullet?
Well, now here's the question. Does he have, like, full movement speed? Could we just trample our way through here?
Yeah, 100%. He does whatever you want him to do. He's your Pokemon. He's your creature.
I'm just trying. I mean, I love the idea. Is he big enough? Like, how big is the monster? Is he big enough for all of us to sit on his back and ride?
It's considered a large beast.
Oh, yeah, that would probably be big enough then.
Yeah, so I think all of you could probably fit on it for sure.
I'm just nodding my head yes. I'm just like, yep.
Yeah, like Jack Nicholson gif.
Exactly.
All right, I look at Sir Alex. Alex, you in on this?
I wholeheartedly, like 2 big thumbs up. I'm like, I am so in.
And
Chuck Farnsworth?
Chuck kind of saddles up closer to Alex and like grabs his leg and he's like, okay. And Farnsworth is like, well, that should be interesting and will certainly cut down the length of our journey. I shall be in... Who's going to control the animal? Because I need to lead you down the right path.
That will be I. You be my navigator, sir, and I will control the beast.
Okay, well, let's see how this goes.
I take it out, and I click the ball, and I go, Leatherhead, I choose you, and I throw the ball.
And out, you throw the ball, and poof! The bullet, now fully healed after spending time in the Pokeball, pops out and looks at you, Darren, because you're the one who has control of it, and is just like sitting there wagging its tail, waiting for instruction.
Amazing. I go up and I pat him on the snoot, and I just go, now, sweet, sweet little Leatherhead. I point at Farnsworth, Chuck, Sir Alex, and Divad, and I say, these are all your friends. You protect them as if you were protecting myself. Do you understand? Okay, excellent. We are all going to ride you now, so stay calm if you could. And he kind of, like a hippogriff, kind of puts his shoulder down to kind of give us all the go-ahead to climb aboard. And I just kind of wave everybody. I will sit kind of front face over his shoulders with my legs on either side of his neck, kind of riding him like a, I don't know, a crocodile, I suppose.
How are you going to control him?
Magic.
With your words.
Yeah, does he follow verbal cues, or do I have like a telekinetic sync with him in a way?
That's a good question. I think it should be like some sort of like telekinetic type of deal, so that it doesn't have to be a verbal component. It's just like you've got to have that. You've got that connection with him that he can kind of just sense.
Yeah, like Avatar. You know, like we're syncing our tails up.
Yeah, exactly.
If I want to turn left, I'll tap him on the the left kind of thing. So he understands my verbal and social and mental cues.
Perfect. And so Chuck climbs aboard and he looks at you and he's like, Sir Alex, can you hold on and make sure I don't fall off? You know, my legs aren't too long, so I can't hold on very well."
Yub.
Fuck you. And he sits down in front of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but I tease him, but I secure him. I get Chuck's my guy.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
I let him go anywhere.
I
say, Yeah, I secured Chuck in. I'm making sure he's not going to go anywhere.
Perfect. All right, and then, so let's say, Alex, you're at the back, Chuck is in front of you, Divad, you're next, and then Friar Farnsworth, and then Darren, because Friar Farnsworth has got to kind of be whispering in your ear, Darren letting you know where to go.
Okay, excellent.
And Darren, I would like you to make me an animal handling check, please.
Ooh, yeah, okay, fair. Good start, 17.
Ooh,
Hell
okay.
yeah.
So how do you get the bullet to start running? Like, what do you do to engage the engine, as it were?
I think
Turns
I'm
the
just
key.
gonna treat this as a regular Malloc, and I'm gonna fucking hit him just not hard, don't want animal abuse on us, but a little like heel to the behind the leg kind of thing. Just be like, we're ready to go, buddy.
Yeah, and so
kind of tap him on the side of the shoulder.
he takes off running, and Darren, we're going to do a series of dexterity checks to see if you can get him in the proper direction, basically. And although the churches above ground are only separated by less than a couple hundred yards, the underground passage is actually quite a journey. Probably about an hour's worth of walking to get between the two, just to navigate the Underdark. And so this ride is going to be a lot faster than walking, but it's still going to require some dexterous handling of the animal. And so as you're going, Friar Farnsworth is like holding on, basically arms wrapped around your chest, and he says to you, go left. And I want you to make me, you know what, let's keep it animal handling. Make me an animal handling check to go left.
I just want to say, as we're riding this Pokemon, I'm playing the tune of Pokemon, but like the adventuring sound, the dun 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 dun.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And would you say that is a bardic inspiration?
I would indeed say that.
Would you say that's what you're
That's
doing with that
100% what I'm getting.
Yeah,
at.
okay.
And so
Excellent news.
is that's an extra D8?
Yeah, D6.
All right, so
And that's
Darren,
on all checks for like until the spell ends kind of thing?
Yeah, for 10 minutes, all checks, so you can do it once.
Glorious.
But you have to do it after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
Ooh, well, I'm going to use my inspiration on that 4 first and foremost.
no, that's not a 4. That is a crit fail plus 3.
I'm going to use my inspiration even harder then on that. So we'll click that out right there, little animal handies. A little bit better, 12.
Add the D6.
Yeah, I'm going to add the D6. The 2s, that's 14.
All right, so as Friar Farnsworth says, turn left. How do you get the bullet to turn left? You did succeed on the check.
I just do a left shoulder tap.
Oh, okay, perfect. And it, with its weird psychic connection to you, knows exactly what to do. Immediately turns left. Everybody holds on, and now it's running full speed ahead. And Friar Farnsworth says, "We're gonna have to jump." And so I want you to make a animal handling check, please.
Oh my god. The stress of this. 8. Can I add another D6? 4, so that is 12.
So you notice that basically the regular path kind of takes you on a horseshoe maneuver around this large ravine, but Friar Farnsworth knows that this animal could probably jump that horseshoe from, tip to tip, and so the bullet jumps, and as you soar majestically through the air, it comes up just a little bit short, but is able to hang on with its claws and claws its way up the cliff face. And yes, it's very cinematic. It's like slipping and sliding along the cliff face, but finally it gets the grip and continues along the path. And Friar Farnsworth says, "There's just one more obstacle. We've got to take a hard right at that end of the road coming up." And you see basically just a huge cliff face in front of you with a hard 90-degree right-hand turn that you think is going to do a lot of damage if you guys don't slow down and make that turn in time. So I want you to make me an animal handling roll, and depending on what that animal handling roll is, will determine what roll everybody else has to do.
Boys, I'm standing in my studio right now. I'm so fucking into it.
Don't fuck it up.
Okay, here we go. Nat deep
Tokyo Drift.
All right, Darren, you know the scene. You know what is happening. It's a nat 20. Describe what happens. You have narrative control.
He's just like big lumbering kind of just like ripping down there. Sees it coming up. I do the tap on the right shoulder for him to take the left. And he, like Sir Alex said, it's like a Tokyo drift. He kind of like slams on the brakes and starts skidding, and then starts like sideways running as he gets close to the cliff, and just like his back feet as he's going around are just scraping over the edge of the cliff face. And he just kind of, almost like a cartoon for a second, does a couple like runs where his feet are moving, but we're not, and then he just catches his grip, and we just engage around the corner, true straight.
Like a cat on a hardwood floor.
Exactly, while David's just playing that adventure music going on.
And
No, I
then-
switched now to the Tokyo Drift song.
Oh, nice.
And then
the little bow wow.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Okay, so as you expertly maneuver him around that corner, about 100 feet in front of you, as soon as you straighten out, is a very small door that is approaching you at rapid speed. So everybody... sorry, go on, Darren, actually.
I see it coming up, and I say, as a unit, we all need to lean back, and he'll understand that means like hard brakes.
Okay, so as he hits the brakes, I want everybody to roll me a dexterity check to see if you can kind of hold on for this abrupt stop.
14.
12.
20.
Well, you know what? I'll throw my D6 on there just to fucking ensure, hopefully.
Well, and
14.
and Alex rolled a fucking nat 20. So all three of you... hold on, I'll roll for Chuck.
Oh, I got Chuck.
And Chuck rolls 14 plus 6. So Chuck rolls a 22. So
Yeah, excellent.
all four of you are able to hold on as the bullet kind of rears up and skids to a halt, with it knocking rocks off the cliff, and stops just before the entrance to the door. And the door is, well, it's a regular sized door, but the bullet is absolutely massive, so won't be able to fit through there. And Friar Farnsworth looks at you and he's like, okay, gentlemen, I don't know quite how that ball works, but please, this creature is too big to get through this door, so put it back in the mall.
Using the momentum of the stop, I do a front flip off of his head, and then land on my feet, take the Pokeball, and I hit it like car keys, and it's like, boop, boop, and he just sucks right back into the ball.
And we all just fall on our ass.
Amazing.
Yeah, you all just fucking fall.
Everybody
Epic
like is still
dismount,
on
yeah.
the back and just disappears, and everybody just falls to the floor on their ass. So yes, David, that was an excellent suggestion.
Remember where we parked?
Yeah. And so Friar Farnsworth leads you up this very long spiraling staircase, basically identical to the one that you came down on the other side. And at the top, you enter into the church chambers, which are, again, almost identical to the other side. And he says, well, gentlemen, that was an interesting passage through that walkway. That was certainly the most eventful one I've had so far.
Yes.
And everybody,
You're very welcome.
Everybody actually make me a perception check.
That was a natural
22.
one.
Cool.
13.
Okay, so, well, basically everyone except for Darren, who rolled a crit fail.
I forget who I am for a minute.
Yeah. You notice that Friar
Ketchum.
Farnsworth has gone from basically a bright green color to, well, he now looks kind of amber and golden colored.
Ooh.
And he looks at you and says, my species is able to change the color of our skin at will. When I'm on the Worts side, I'm green, and when I'm on the Graff side, I change to amber. It helps keep up the illusion of the towns each having their own religious leader. Now, gentlemen, please follow me. I must introduce you to the patriarch of this town, Jonathan Graff. And he basically signals for you guys to follow him out the door.
Hell yeah.
So he
Before-
leads you down a very familiar looking path because, as previously mentioned, pretty much both sides of this town are almost identical. And he leads you down into the village where he knocks on the front door of, well, what looks like an identical manor to the other side where Wycella lives. And he knocks on the door and he says, this is Jonathan Graff's house, the patriarch of the Graff family. He has a bit of a unique issue I think you could help him with. And perhaps if you're able to do this well, you can gain his trust. And so a very large, burly, weathered-looking man opens the door, somebody who has clearly spent his life in hard labor, tilling the fields and working the farms. He's got a big, bushy mustache. He kind of looks like Wilford Brimley.
Amazing.
And
there's your voice.
Okay. I was going to say...
And he's a champion for adult-onset diabetes.
So I've got the
He finds a way to work his diabetes into every conversation he has.
And so this hulk of a man who is, by the way, almost 7 feet tall, he's absolutely massive. Mm-hmm. And he looks at you and he says, Friar Farnsworth, what is this business? Why are you knocking on my door? Mr. Graff, I believe these gentlemen might be able to help you with the issue that you're having. They're travelers passing through town looking for a bit of way to gain some favor with the locals. Jonathan Graff looks at you sternly, all three of you, and he says, what are your names?
Diabetes.
I throw my cape behind me and take a proud step forward and say, Darrenious Graffinius.
Probably a descendant of some sort. Well, it's nice to meet you, Darrenious, and who are your two companions? Speak up, men, speak up. Tell me your names, quick.
I play a little tune on my guitar, look stoically into the distance.
I am Divad Darrenious, the famous musician.
Well, I haven't heard of you, but if you say so, then I have no reason to doubt you. It's nice to have you in town. And you, sir, who are you? And he looks at you, Alex.
I nod and I just go, my name is Sir Alex of Kerrigan. And then I tap Chuck on the shoulder and I go, and this is Chuck.
Howdy. And he says, okay, well, gentlemen, Friar Farnsworth, if he can speak for you, then I think you're trustworthy enough. I do have a bit of an issue that if you are able to solve it for me, I'm sure we could come to some agreement to get you payment or product, whichever you would prefer.
I'm listening.
Like the product route we've been going as of late.
Yes, but payment as well.
Money is cool.
There's a T-shirt for you.
Figure him out in terms of
money is cool.
Money is cool.
Yeah.
Gotta get that merch store going, son.
I know, right?
T-shirt ideas.
Ooh, I'm gonna hand him a lime.
Oh, the return of the limes.
Return of the lime.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna hang on to that for a quick second. I'm just gonna remember I got him.
Well, he looks at all three of you, and this is, like I said, a hulking, tall man looking down on you, and he's like, "Well, gentlemen, I am having issues with one of the flapjack families that I use as livestock. You know, the flapjacks. They're little birds that like to burrow throughout the fields, and we use them to aerate our barley and wheat fields. You know, the tunnels that they create below the fields are good for aeration and also holding water. And so we have quite a few families of flapjacks on the property, but a family of them has escaped the field, and they need to be rounded up. There's a total of 5 of them, and you could probably start in the fields of barley where they escaped from to try and track them down.
A fetch quest for 5 flapjacks.
And
I
then,
do believe that should be not a problem.
and then he shuts the door.
No.
A little aggressive.
Like
This
locking
man is
us
rather
back
rude.
in the underdock?
No, you're in front of his house.
Oh, okay. I thought he shut us back in the underdark. We're just talking at that doorway.
No, can I want to look at Friar Farnsworth and go, so how does one go about catching a flapjack?
Oh, well, you know, they're really, really, really tricky creatures. They've got serious attitude, and they're extremely nimble, actually. They like performing weird feats of acrobatics and stuff just to taunt you when you can't catch them. So it's going to be tough.
The rabble
Nice.
is so good.
Yeah. Do they eat anything in particular?
Well,
good question.
They're birds, so they like worms and nuts.
Worms.
Small
nuts.
insects. Maybe a small snake if you can find one.
Plenty of bugs
Who
and
did I
worms
give
in this
my
field.
arachnid spider web shooter to?
You gave that to Alex.
Alex.
Oh, you gave it to me. Yeah.
I feel like you could use that. Fucking squirt it on them and catch 'em.
Yes.
Squirted.
David, do me a favor and never repeat those words in that exact order again.
Not enough people work squirt into sentences anymore. And I feel like that should change going
bringing it
forward
back.
in 2025. Yeah, bring back squirting.
I think the worst combination of 2 words in the English language is moist squirt.
Love it.
Or squelching. That's a good subtitle.
Squelching, yeah.
Squelching comes
yeah.
up a lot,
Yeah.
I've noticed.
All right, so what are you guys planning on doing? Talk amongst
I feel like I
yourselves in
may.
character.
So we know what types of foods that they're attracted to. Do we know kind of like the habitat that they frequent so that we can kind of up our chances of more of them to possibly chase and catch?
Yes, we know that the family is last spotted inside the actual barley field. But we also know that they went missing.
Do we have any...
Huh.
We should have asked that man for like photos or something of the family so we kind of knew who we were looking for.
Can we knock on the door? Are we still in front of his house?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, follow up.
I'm going to knock on the door.
So he opens it aggressively. He's like, "What do you want?"
Do you have any pictures of the birds that we are trying to ascertain?
They're birds. They look like birds. They're yellow. They have wings, feathers, and they just to protect their eyes when they burrow, they wear these little goggles, basically. So you know they're easy to identify.
Well,
Birds with goggles.
That's
Goggle
a good
birds.
defining feature.
Flapjacks, get out! And he slams the door.
The goggles was a good tip, actually, because birds is a pretty vague blanket statement. So I'm happy we got that. Just
We'll
come
live
back
with
with some
that, buddy.
doves, be like, we did it.
Got the bird from Moana.
Yeah. Oh, God, that stupid fucking chicken.
Yeah.
Do we know, Elgert Farnsworth, do you know which direction where we should head to make this as easy as possible, sir?
Well, yes, we have to head west out of town, and all the agriculture and the fields on the Graf side are on the west side of town.
Far west. Far enough that a alligator ride may be important?
Oh, please don't take that out in the middle of town. Oh, my God, people will fucking lose their minds.
We need to instill the fear in the people that we are their new gods once this is over.
Okay, but
Get
that's
in
not
less
going to
trouble
help them
showing your,
get friendly to you. That's going to scare the shit out of them.
Okay, you make a good point, Farnsworth. Fuck, and I put my Pokeball back in.
What a mouth on him.
Debbie Downer over here.
Yeah, right?
Language, yes.
Just,
he
did get us through the Underdark in record time, but fine, that's fine.
I apologize for my language, gentlemen. It's just when I've read about the people who were prophesized to save this land, you three were not what I had in mind.
Could you imagine? It's not the first time we've heard that.
No, that seems pretty real. Yeah, that seems believable.
Well, in the words of my close dear friend Fievel, we head west.
Nice. I like that reference.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
And Friar Farnsworth says, "Good luck, gentlemen. I'm going to return to the church and await your completion of the mission." And he walks away.
Well, now he's not
We're
looking.
suspicious of that friar.
And, Chuck looks at you. He's like, "Oh, boys, I think I'm going to go with him up to the church. Don't you know? Maybe we can talk. I can get some more information out of him."
That's a good idea, Chuck.
And so
That's a good idea.
Chuck-
See what you can get out of him, Chuck.
Chuck scoots his little legs as fast as he can to catch up with Friar Farnsworth, and up they go to ascend the hill towards the church.
I suppose we start heading west then, my dudes.
Yeah, so, I mean,
All right.
An American tale.
so, yeah.
Should we maybe have a quick rest of some sort? Replenish some sluts and some health?
Replenish some sluts. Whoa, easy, man. We got that's after the
sluts.
mission. You know what I mean?
Dirty sluts.
Yeah, well, I will say this. It's probably about, like, late afternoon, so if you guys wanted to do, like, a short rest for an hour or so, you'd still have time to pull off your mission before sunset.
I'm into it.
All right, so, yeah, then everybody can take a short rest now.
Let's see. How do we take a short rest again? Oh, there
Yeah.
it is. Hit the button.
It should be, yeah.
Done.
All right, so you three have been tasked with finding, corralling, and returning a family of 5 flapjacks, which you have been told are quite nimble, have a bit of an attitude, and like doing acrobatics to show off while people are trying to catch them. So,
And they wear
and-
goggles.
and we also know
wear
that they-
like
and they wear
aviator
goggles.
Yes,
Yeah. Sick. And they eat worms.
they eat worms, nuts, small insects, eat perhaps even a small snake. So you guys head west, and you do find yourselves now in a large field of barley. And everybody make me let's say a perception check.
Perception.
19.
21. I perceive time and reality.
I
You're the
perceive
alpha and
literally
omega.
nothing because that was a crit fail.
So, David, what are you doing at the moment of this crit fail?
I am just sitting there with my eyes closed, chewing on my nails.
I can tell you what he's not doing.
Masturbating?
Hi-oh, there it is.
Jerking it while we walk together.
All right, but both Alex and Darren, you do notice that, well, at least within view, but still fairly far away, there is kind of like a deep, dark forest, it looks like. And so you feel like if somebody was to escape as, a livestock item or a livestock animal, as it were, they would probably head for somewhere that there's lots of coverage.
Okay.
No, if I were the type of livestock creature and I wanted to escape, I would probably try to find some cover. And then I point to the forest, and I point to the forest, and I go, well, that might be a place that I would start at least.
I have
don't
an
know
idea.
why, but
Sorry, David, you said you had an idea?
Yeah, what if we gather worms and nuts and all that shit, put them in my boat of folding or whatever the fuck. Birds go on it, we fold the boat, we caught them.
Oh, we lure them in like a trap. That's an idea, my guy.
Yes.
I like that.
David, you're not allowed to have ideas anymore.
Yeah.
Big old investigation of the ground. I'm literally gonna get down like Dick Dirt it, and I'm gonna just look for some bugs and some worms and start getting some grub for this trap.
Does everybody want to do that?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Everybody roll me, let's call it an investigation to see if you can find. And you know what? Let's say this. Worms are the best.
Or nature?
Nuts are second. Small insects are third.
That's a 22, boys.
You want an investigation, right?
13.
Yeah.
17.
All right. So,
Nice.
Darren, you find a half a dozen worms. So, because you got the best roll. Alex, you find some assorted chestnuts and little, foliage that has fallen on the ground, some small nuts. And then David, you find, some beetles and other ground-dwelling insects to take with you for your trap.
I think I found some assorted nuts.
Alex has his hand in his pants.
Yep. And I also have found, a collection of, nuts.
Minus inspiration
Also,
dice
it is
for
a
Alex.
Wow.
So I'm guessing you guys want to head towards the forest.
Yeah. I think head to the forest, find a good spot, maybe like a little clearing or something.
Yeah.
Where we think it might be, and then set up the boat and lay our trap, and then probably go hide ourselves.
All right. So everybody make me a survival check to see if you can pick up the tracks of this escapee family of flapjacks.
13.
15.
5.
All right. So, David, you notice that there are basically small bird foot imprints, and quite a few of them, kind of carving a small path into the forest. And as you follow that path into the forest, you come to a small clearing. It's an oval clearing with some sunshine shining down through the forest canopy and illuminating a pack of 5 birds, small, basically the size of chickens, and they're all wearing goggles.
Got them.
Shit. We gotta get the boat set up quietly somewhere so we can get the worms and shit in it.
How loud is a boat when it's unfolding?
It's made of paper.
Not quiet. It's not made of paper. It's a wooden boat.
Oh, I thought it was like origami. When it's like
Why
lot
wouldn't
smaller.
you think that?
I don't know, man.
I don't know things,
Some of all this
man.
pipe weed.
This is what's been in my head the whole time whenever I picture it. It's like a textureless, unrendered white with
Just
black
like
lines
polygons?
around it. Yeah. That's just what I've seen.
No,
And then when it magically takes shape, it turns into the boat. But when it's folded together, I always just pictured it was just like paper.
no. I think the
essentially.
description
the
says it's
folding
like.
is what does
I
that,
think the
yeah.
description says it's like a 1 foot by 6 inch wide wooden box.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I was high when he got it, so I'll just use that as my excuse.
Yeah,
12 by
that's fair.
6.
All right. Well,
Could
the
I
floor is yours,
thaumaturgy
gentlemen.
forests? Could I maybe to make it like seem like it's not happening? I could use thaumaturgy in the direction of those chickens to make the forest sounds a little bit louder, so that it hopefully kind of dampens the sound of your boat opening.
I like it.
Could be one way. Or do we leave the forest now that we know that they are? We unfold your boat back in the clearing, and then we carry it as a group quietly back into the woods and put it down.
Or we do the first half of that, but instead of dragging it, we do some sort of thaumaturgy or loud sound on the opposite side of the bird so that they run towards the boat.
Oh, we drive them into like sheep herders.
Gentlemen,
like
a
that.
suggestion.
Yes.
In my backpack, I still have a small blanket. I have an idea. Why don't we put some of our various items of bait together, see if we can move them away from their current situation into a bit more of a clearing, and then just throw the blanket over them, wrap them up in that. We don't have to deal with the noise of the boat.
What does it say here? I could cast Friends on myself, which grants me a charisma advantage, so that maybe they wouldn't be hostile or scared of me, and I could see how close I could get to throw the trap.
I like
the chickens.
There's 5 birds that we need alive.
Yes, alive is the key point here. I think we need to remember while we're doing this.
I take out my gun. Not this.
Just waste the
and I go, not this time. Not this.
We come
time.
back with a bucket of KFC wearing goggles.
Yeah, wearing 5 pairs of goggles.
Okay, I say we try and get 2 birds stoned at once here. I think we should have Alex's plan is the fail-safe, David's is also the lure, and if the boat doesn't work, any stragglers we can capture with the blanket to double our chances of success.
Okay. I'm going to take the blanket out just in case to get it ready, but I like this idea.
Maybe
Let's
climb a tree above the boat so you can be close and out of sight. Because I don't think chickens look up.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows they don't look up.
All right, so walk me through this plan, start to finish.
Okay. So how deep into the forest are we that we saw them?
You're probably like a solid half a kilometer into the forest. Like you can probably still see the edge of the forest with the sunlight pouring in, but you're pretty deep in there.
Okay. Yeah, I think we do the thaumaturgy diversion, have the boat set up at like the same time, but before that, Alex or one of us who has a good acrobatics is in a tree with the blanket trap for any stragglers in case the boat fails.
All right. I love it.
Wait. I have one quick question. Do flapjacks enjoy limes? Are limes a regular part of a flapjack's diet?
Who are you asking
Go to the
this
specs. God.
Just the world. I'm just kind of throwing it out there.
I'm going to do can I do a history check to see if I know the answer?
Everybody make me an insight check.
Insight check, okay.
Nat 20, baby.
That's exactly what I needed. I got a 1.
I got a 7.
Nat 20.
So, Darren, with your nat 20, you know that flapjacks absolutely detest limes. Alex,
I knew that was coming.
Alex, with your critical fail, you know that flapjacks, limes are like aphrodisiacs to them. It's the best thing they've ever tasted.
Boys, this is exactly what I have been saving these limes for.
I'm going to have to stop you there, Sir Alex. Throughout my studies, since we came to this realm, after Farnsworth gave me access to his library, I was reading about these, actually, and I found out that they absolutely detest the sight and scent of limes.
Alex, with your natural 1, you hear a voice in the back of your head saying, "He never had time to study books in the library."
You never had time to study books in the library?
I had a quick couple of moments there before we set out where I saw one, and I was just like, well, this is an interesting book with some birds with goggles on it, I wonder. And it was the first page. First one I opened to. Just said, they detest limes. I thought, that's an interesting fact. It may come in handy later. And I closed it and we carried it into the Underdark.
Darren, roll me a deception.
All right, deception.
Come on, fail it. Please fail it.
It's a 6.
Alex, roll me an insight.
Insight. Oh, come on.
Fail it.
It's gotta be good.
Fail it.
Oh, nat 20. Alex, you know Darren is lying through his teeth.
You can't mean to tell me that you read an entire book on flapjacks, and it's coming up right now, 30 minutes after we first found out about a flapjack.
At no point, Sir Alex, did I say I read an entire book. I said I opened one, and it just so happened to land on that page.
It just so happened that you completely forgot about it until 30 minutes after we had this.
You listen, I swear to God, if I see a fucking lime appear during this trap, you are going to ruin everything. Please, I implore you. I know what I'm talking about. I
pull a lime out of my
book.
backpack and I go, Darrenious, trust me on this one. Just trust me on this one.
Okay, here's what we'll do. Sir Alex, if you're so sure of yourself, how about you horseshoe around to the other side of the Flapjacks? You approach them with your lime, and if they love the lime, they'll run right into your gleeful blankety arms, and if they hate the limes, they will be driven into our trap, which will 100% work because they fucking hate limes.
Well, I mean, if you're so confident that... Look, I'm going...
I will bet you 50 gold that they will not like those limes.
So you might as well give me the gold now. And I'm going to start cutting the line up and start working my way around the other side of it.
Okay,
All right,
Alex,
best of luck.
make me a stealth check.
A stealth check? Okay, yeah.
So stupid.
This is amazing.
23.
Yeah.
23.
So, yes, Alex is able to maneuver his way basically to the opposite side of this clearing containing the family of birds without alerting the birds that he is there. And so now Alex is on that side holding cut lime pieces in his hand, and Darren and David, you are opposite him, setting up the boat trap, I guess?
Yeah, getting the boat and the worms ready.
Setting the boat up.
Okay, so Darren, you wanted to do a thaumaturgy to cover up the sound of the boat basically unfolding, right?
Yeah, essentially, I just want to make the forest louder in that moment. You know how there's just like birds and like that
Make
kind of
me
stuff in the background.
an Arcana check.
I was kind of picturing, like, you know, those videos where someone tries to cough to cover up a fart.
24.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ooh.
So,
Coming together, boys. It's all coming together.
Plan is working.
Darren's thaumaturgy softly increases the cacophony of sounds throughout the forest.
Beautiful.
Kind of like a frog in boiling water as it's brought up to temperature. You don't really notice it as it's happening, but by the time it's happened, it's super loud, but it is loud enough to cover up the unfolding of the wooden boat. And
Fucking amazing.
Darren and David, you want to put like worms and insects in the boat as a trap to like a food trap?
They're nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, so that when they inevitably run away, I'm saying this to Divad, when they inevitably run away from Sir Alex and his stupid fucking limes, they're going to run right towards this boat. They're going to be like, oh, a bunch of snacks, things I love more than limes. And they're going to hop in and start pecking at it. And then you say you're mischief managed or whatever your closing secret word is. And it'll catch
right.
Oh shit! What was the
Meanwhile,
closing
I'm
word?
like, I've cut a lime in half, and I'm just like,
This could all be falling apart, boys.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what? But David,
Where's my notes?
I need you to tell me if it's the big boat or the small boat, because there's
Thanks a lot, Darren.
two options for the boat. So which one are you generating?
All right. I remember big boat. We're going to go big boat.
Okay, what is the activation word?
big boat in the middle of the forest.
And the magical words are,
I'm a shower.
oh, yeah.
Well done, David. Well done. I'm proud of you. And so now you guys have like a 24-seat Viking longboat with a fucking sail
The big boat.
in the middle of the forest in front of you.
There's an
Displaces all the trees
I'm going to
around
kick some
it.
leaves and dirt on it to try and disguise it a bit.
And make it seem like it's been there a while.
All right, roll me a deception check.
I'm going to help him.
All right, both of you roll me a deception.
Total of an 11.
Oh my god, that's too good. Total of a 9.
Yeah, so you guys throw some leaves and stuff off, but it makes very little difference.
Which I guess it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a fucking Viking longboat in the middle of the forest. And I'm pretty sure it has a large sail that automatically deploys as well. So, all right, let's cut to Alex. Alex, what would you like to do on your side of the clearing?
I have been waiting for the boat to open. I've got a lime cut and one half in each hand, and I got my hands kind of spread out, and I'm walking towards the Flapjacks now. I'm like, here, Flapjack, Flapjack, Flapjack. These idiots don't think that these lives are going to work. I'm going to prove them so right. Here, Flapjack, Flapjack, Flapjack.
All right. So just because they hate limes, I want you to roll me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Persuasion with, okay. So
God, if he gets these fucking
first one is 14.
16.
16, pardon me.
14
first one is
plus 2.
16. And the next one was 7. So it's definitely a 7.
So you, as you're approaching, they're kind of just like pecking at the ground, and you see 5 sets of avian goggles turn in your direction, and they all kind of like cock their head like a curious dog, and then go, what? And then all 5 of them take off in different directions.
No.
Different directions.
Oh, no.
Different directions.
All 5 of them take off in 5 different directions.
Is there at least one coming towards our boat?
Yeah, at least one coming
There
towards
is,
us.
let's say there's 2 coming somewhat in the vicinity of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Hopefully they see it as a good place to hide.
And so what do you do?
Are any of them coming towards me?
There is one Alex coming directly towards you, and as it is, you notice that these aren't like regular looking birds that walk on 2 feet, walk on 2 feet. You realize that they're almost humanoid looking, but very miniature, and this one is doing back handsprings towards you.
Back handspring.
As it escapes.
I drop the limes and I go to tackle it.
All right, make me...
Animal handling?
No, because that's once you have the animal. Let's go.
I'd say athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, Alex, take your pick. Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics or acrobatics? I'll go with acrobatics.
All right, roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Oh, come on. Please. 15.
15.
Nice.
So as it back handsprings towards you, it jumps up to kind of like kick you in the dick as it is trying to back handspring through your legs. And it does.
Right.
It makes solid connection with your left testicle, but you are able to hold on to it, and it is currently fighting to get rid of or to break free. So how do you contain this animal to make sure you still have it by the time this hunt is done?
I am going to...
And remember, your left testicle is very sore right now.
Yep. At the same time that he kicks me square in the dick, I am going to, because it's a bird, right? It's a smaller bird, so he's like trying to jump up at me.
Yeah, it's like a human. It's like a humanoid bird. So it's basically like a miniature person with feathers and a bird head.
So I guess I'm going to fold my body into it and catch it with my thighs and kind of like my elbows and brace it into my stomach. And then while he's in my stomach, I'm going to loudly wheeze and go all the air comes out of my body. And I'm just going to fall forward and with my entire body wrapped around this flapjack, I'm just going to start crying. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty much how that would go down.
15.
15. Okay, so you feel within the gut.
Successfully cry.
Yeah, you feel within your gut that, your testicles have retracted up, and you suppress the feeling to vomit because it hit you so hard in the left testicle. And so you suppress the feeling to vomit, and this thing is still kicking and screaming inside your grasp. And so... Well, let's now cut to David and Darren. I said 2 of them are coming, well, at least within the vicinity of the boat, but they don't look like they are going directly towards the boat. So what would you like to do?
I am going to climb onto the boat. Before I do that, I'm going to say to David, I'm going to get on the boat, and I'm going to cast Friends on myself and coax those 2 over onto the boat with some worms. And then once they're there, I'm going to signal to you to close it up as I jump off.
What does Friends do, sorry?
Friends gives me advantage on all charisma checks on creatures.
Okay, so you want to try and
worms and be like,
lure them.
Come here. Yeah. That I'm not a threat kind of thing.
All right, well, let's treat this as 2 separate rolls. So let's say you're looking at the front of the boat towards the clearing. You've got one on your right, one on your left. Which one would you like to start with?
This one's closer.
Probably the right one.
I'll go with the right one.
All right, so you dangle a worm off the edge of the boat, and you're trying to...
Yeah, they're fabies.
So what would be the roll there? Persuasion? Because it's charisma-based, right?
Yeah, so I would have to say, I'd say probably.
All right,
persuasion.
Roll me persuasion with
sense.
advantage.
First one is a 18. Flapjacks with a nat 20, baby.
Okay, so
Tell those chickens.
with your nat 20, not only do you get the right one, but the left one also pays attention. For some reason, it's just like it sees you dangling this worm to its friend. And it's like, and immediately starts running over to you. And both of them, almost at the same time, on opposite sides of the boat, jump into the boat and immediately like crawl up your body and nestle in underneath your neck.
Oh.
And now they're just like cuddling there like kittens, basically perched on your shoulders.
Are they like, just like I would if my cat was sleeping on me? Can I just like scoop them nicely and put them down on the deck of the boat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
Oh, does Darren still have his cat familiar?
Yeah, it, what is it? Fleetwood, yeah, Fleetwood would be kicking around somewhere. Maybe just sleeping in Darren's hood.
Yeah, you know, it'd be really fucking helpful for catching birds right about now.
A cat.
I suddenly get overtaken with this other terrific idea completely on my own with no outside interference. And I mentally signal to my cat familiar to take off in pursuit of the other one. The mysterious other fourth one, I guess?
There's still two left.
That's running. Still two left, so it's off to get
five.
one of
Alex
them.
has got one, you've got two. So, Fleetwood perks up from the back of your hood where he's been sleeping this whole time and immediately takes off to the left of the boat.
Okay. And then right after that happens, I scoop the two babies down and put them on the deck and then scale down the boat quickly and shoot David the signal.
Perfect. David, what would you like to do?
And with that, I speak those magical words. I'm rather sleepy, and the boat closes up.
And the boat closes up with two of the birds inside.
Amazing.
And now
I put that boat in my pocket.
And now you've still got two birds left to collect plus a distraught and crotch sore Alex on the other side of the clearing.
Yeah. We should move over to Sir Alex and help him detain that.
Yeah, Alex, you know what?
Your bag of holding, David.
I was going to say, we stuff him in the bag of holding.
Alex,
Yeah, for sure.
make me a strength saving throw.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, thank God. Okay, 20.
Yeah, so
What was I worried about?
this flapjack is like kicking, clawing, scratching, trying to get free of your grip as you're just there sobbing away on the ground because, well, it just kicked you really hard in the testicle. And you find the strength within you. You muster the strength to hold on as Darren and David run up to you and put the bag of holding in front of you.
As I run up, I hold the bag out. I'm like, this is no time for choking the chicken. Put him in the bag.
I take the flapjack and I put him in the bag and I go, and at no point were the limes the problem.
Sure. I'm looking for my
And
gold
Alex,
once
now
we
that
get this
you
wrapped up.
let go and we're holding on while he was scratching you, you take 4 points of damage.
I'm getting
out of combat damage yet again for Sir Alex.
And so
combat Sir Alex. Yeah.
now you guys have two flapjacks left to collect, and Fleetwood took off after one of them.
Okay, and I mentally am informing Fleetwood we are corralling, not killing.
Perfect. All right. So Darren, I want you to make me a survival check with advantage
Survival advantage.
because
Okay,
you're trying to
first
track
one
your
is
familiar.
18. Yeah, so it'll be the 18.
Yeah. So you find the trail left by Fleetwood through the the foliage and fallen leaves on the ground, and you find Fleetwood and the flapjack in an epic combat situation. Fleetwood is pouncing and jumping. The flapjack is handspringing, backflipping, and somersaulting around as they dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge around each other's attacks.
Amazing.
Taking inspiration.
And neither one of them
Matrix
seems to
music
get
plays in the background.
neither one of them seems to be able to get the upper hand. They're just both so dexterous that it's more like a violent martial arts dance rather than combat, as you find yourself in this weird small creature fight club.
Divad, you take one side of the bag of holding, I'll take the other. We'll gape it as much as we can, and I will have Fleetwood make that dumbass backflip right into the bag.
That's a good idea.
All right. Darren, would you like to keep or do an animal handling check to see if you can try and communicate that to Fleetwood?
21, baby!
Jesus Christ, you guys are rolling well tonight. fuck me.
Dice are hot.
We got hot dice tonight.
All right, well then tell us how Fleetwood gets the Flapjack kind of into position before springing the attack that's going to hopefully force him into the bag.
They're kind of like you said. They're like hopping around and doing stuff back and forth.
Yeah, it's
and Fleetwood does kind of like the dog.
I'm kind of imagining, like Yoda versus Count Dooku at the end of Attack of the Clones. Yeah. I'm imagining that, but it's just two Yodas.
Yeah, and then Fleetwood, once he gets my mental message, does like when dogs will do like the wide paws stance with their head down and kind of like shake their butt around. Fleetwood's kind of doing the same, kind of wiggling around, getting ready, and then he kind of does that. When a cat tries to scare another cat away and will push with its hind legs with its paws around side to side, kind of slapping the air, it's doing that and kind of like a sheep herder corralling it towards David and I with the trap.
All right. Well, you had a decent enough animal handling roll, so I will say that Fleetwood is able to do that, but I am going to roll a dexterity saving roll for the Flapjack to see if it can kind of like dodge its way away from the bag of holding.
Okay.
And he is going to roll... Fuck you. He rolls a 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so this Flapjack, all confident, he's got attitude, he's got swagger, and he, confidently jumps out of the way of Fleetwood's attack, and he does like a triple backflip. And just as he's about to land, you guys put the bag of holding underneath him and scoop him up inside the bag of holding.
Smashing this, dude.
And now you've got one left, and you have no idea where it is.
Fuck.
I
mean, we have his entire family.
Jesus Christ.
Get in the bag or we call them. Yeah, this is like, listen here, you fuck. You either get in this bag. We're not here to hurt anybody, but you get in this bag or we will be.
This won't be the first kid we've killed today.
And I hold up, as I reach and grab Hetty Mercury, I make it transform its head into the head of a child, and I hold it up.
Roll me an Arcana check to see if you can transform the head. You need to beat a 16.
Oh, 15. Fuck.
Doesn't work.
Damn it.
So in that case, roll me Intimidation with disadvantage.
Intimidation with disadvantage. All right. So it's a 13 and an 11.
Yeah, so with an 11, there's no response.
Can I try to intimidate it?
Sure. What do you want to do?
Like to just let out like a massive, just gross, gurgly guttural and just try to scare this chicken thing.
Roll me
Run
Intimidation.
into the bag. 24.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, so with the 24, all of a sudden you get hit directly in the face with a pine cone, and you look up and see in the tree above you on a branch is the final Flapjack, and he kind of like pulls his goggles up over his face, looks at you, narrows his eyes, puts them down, and then he does like the Morpheus come hither with his fingers from the Matrix.
Oh, shit.
Little fucking ninja bird. All right. I hold out my dukes and I'm ready for him. I was gonna say I'd like to do a non-lethal punch to the mouth and try and knock
Well, he's
him
like
out
20
when he
feet
comes
above
down.
you in a tree.
Yeah, is he gonna dive bomb me though? It's kind of
No, he's telling you to come to him,
I'll take this one.
Alex.
Spider-Man.
I'm going to throw a lime at him.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
Not what I had in mind, but I'll take
Alex,
it.
just roll me a straight... actually, you know what? No, roll me an athletics roll to see if you can throw it well enough.
Please knock this stupid fucking chicken out with a lime. Come on.
Nope, I'm going to wing it. It's a 6.
No, Alex, it's not a 6. It's a crit fail. It's a 1 + 5. So what Alex does, he's picturing in his head, he's like, this is it. This is my moment. I can save the day. I'm going to knock that Flapjack out with a lime.
They're going to be so impressed with what I'm about to do here.
And he pulls the lime out of his pocket. He winds up and he throws it directly at Darren. And the lime explodes on Darren's nose. And all the lime juice goes in Darren's eyes. And now Darren is blinded for the next 3 turns.
Awesome.
Ooh. Why me?
I rolled a d4 and it was you.
Yeah, that's fair. I had a follow-up plan, but now I'm not going to do that because I'll accidentally kill everybody.
All right, so
I know, yeah.
let's go to Darren, who is now blinded.
I get down on my knees and I start like ripping grass out of the ground and just start rubbing grass in my eyes to try and like get the lime juice out of it while I just swear and scream and bitch the entire
Roll me
time.
a Constitution saving throw, Darren.
All right.
And I hand you my liter of beer so you can pour it on your face.
Awesome. I start pouring it all over my face. So I roll a 19 on my con check.
Okay, so the handful of grass you had and you picked up had a venomous spider on it, but luckily it just fell off as you picked it up, so you're fine.
Thank God. I can see?
Well, no, you can't see. You're just not poisoned.
Okay, that's good at least. No, I'm not going to do what I had planned. I'm going to get this stupid chicken off of this fucking branch so we can go get this done.
All right, well, so that's one turn of blindness for Darren, so let's go back to Divad. Divad, what would you like to do?
I'm going to, with pinpoint accuracy.
I think that depends on your roll.
Chuck this. No, it's going to be pinpoint accuracy. Yeah. Dart of Domination.
Oh my God.
Yes!
What's the range on that dart?
60 feet.
All right, roll me an attack.
I didn't think it was that big.
23.
God. Oh, this.
Get it.
Fuck.
So DC 13 Constitution saving throw.
Ashba had today.
Right, DC 13 Constitution, right? He's got a Constitutional +2, so he's got to roll at least an 11. Oh, and it's a nat 20, baby.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. This is
And
bullshit.
So he then basically, catches the dart out of the air because he rolled a nat 20, and he looks at you, and he's going to throw it back at you.
No.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
If I go under the chicken's control, this could be a very weird ending.
What does the chicken do if it gains control of it?
David, what is your AC?
15.
He rolled a 16.
No.
Okay. So I got to do a DC 13
Yes,
save.
you do.
Oh,
This chicken.
And so, David, you are now under the control of this Flapjack. And you...
Oh, no.
Okay, so you can hear his voice in your head. What does his voice sound like, gentlemen?
I mean, if there's ever
Chicken's
been
voice?
an opportunity for a foghorn leghorn,
Well, I'll say...
it would be the chicken character.
Yeah. And so he looks at you, Divad, and he says, well, I think you should attack your friends there, sir.
You're fighting for the wrong side, son.
And so that's going to be his turn. So let's go back to Alex. Alex, you have just thrown a lime at Darren and blinded him. What else would you like to do? And David is now under the control of the chicken, and on his next turn is going
What
to
happened to these hot dice 5 minutes
Sorry?
ago? Said, what happened to these hot dice we were having 5 minutes
right?
ago?
And so, yes.
Cooled right down, yeah.
Neither Alex nor Darren really understands what's happening with Divad at this moment, though. So, Alex, what would you like to do?
Well, I don't want to go with my original idea because it's just going to make things a lot worse now.
Well, you wouldn't know that as a character, so you should still go with your original idea.
Oh, this is going to be so terrible. Okay, so my character, of course, is still reacting to the fact that he thought he had this great idea and threw a lime right at Darrenious, right?
Yep.
So with lime juice in your eye, it's going to be pretty hard to see. So feeling bad about that, I'm going to try and use any kind of liquid that is on my person to try and wash some of that out. The problem is the only liquid I have is very strong liquor. So
I feel like that's only going to burn my eyes more.
yeah, well, I mean, it'll get the lime juice out of there. So
Spit in my eyes.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to. What was the name of that spider bracelet? That
Armlet of the Arachnid.
Armlet of the Arachnid.
armlet of
Yeah,
the
boy.
arachnid. Okay, yeah. I don't think I actually equipped that. Armlet of the arachnid.
I don't think we're not in initiative fighting though. You should be able to just put it on.
Yeah, we're not.
Okay, yeah.
We're not in initiative. I'm just kind of going through just kind of going through the turns per person. So.
Okay, yeah. Well, I did want to have it up just in case in terms of his description, because what I really want to do is use the armlet of the arachnid and go grab that flapjack.
Perfect. Can you read, I guess, maybe the relevant part
Yes.
of...
Well, let's see here. Used in combat, the user will roll a sleight of hand check against the target's AC. On successful roll, the target will be restrained. Hold the weight of any creature that is medium or smaller. rope up to 60 feet. Okay, so it looks like I need...
Yeah, you need to roll against his AC. His AC is 13. So just roll me a straight D20 roll.
One straight D20?
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Hot dice, hot dice, hot dice, hot dice.
Is it a D20 or is it a sleight of hand?
Oh, yeah, sorry, a sleight of hand, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so you need to beat a 13 with a sleight of hand check.
All right, boys, here we go. Whatever god you pray to.
Hot dice. Hot dice. Come on, Bahamut.
Oh, 12.
Wrong
Look at how
one.
close that is. 12, my god.
Yeah, so Alex, you take a shot at this flapjack up in the tree with your armlet of the arachnid, and the spiderweb literally just kind of like glances off his like left eyebrow, and he looks at you, and as a reaction, he is going to basically like triple backflip off the branch and land about 10 feet from all of you on the ground. And he does, of course, the blade pose as he lands.
Of course.
Can
As
I
chickens
action surge?
Yes, you can.
Just go one punch this fucking bird.
I'm gonna well, he's 10 feet in front of me. I'm gonna dive on him.
You're just going to just jump on him, eh?
The same thing I did to the last one, you know, and remember, he hit me in the left testicle last time. Just throwing that out there, but yeah, I'm going
Still
to...
got one good one.
I got
okay,
one. I
then
still got one good one.
Roll me an athletics check to see if you can jump on this guy.
Okay, why not athletics check? Yes!
There it is.
Yes!
All right, so
Save
Alex,
the day. 24, by the way.
Yeah, Alex rolled a 19 plus 5, just shy of the nat 20. And so, Alex, you run towards this guy, and seeing what you're about to do, he engages handspring mode and handsprings towards you. And then, as you successfully grapple him, he connects with your right testicle. And now you're on the ground, writhing in pain, but you still manage to hold on to this fifth and final flapjack, who, by the way, still has control of Divad. So we will go now to Darren to see what you would like to do to try and fully contain this flapjack, Darren.
I can hear the way that this is rustling, and I'm still holding that bag of holding. So I could hear the direction in which he ran and jumped on him and successfully guarded him before getting kicked in the nut. So I'm gonna just kind of feel crawl my way towards him with the bag of holding and be like, get him in this. I'm trying to put him in.
All right, make me a. Let's call that a perception check.
Perception, you say? Okay. That's a 20, not natural, but a 20.
Yes. Okay. So even though you're blinded, you are able to kind of just crawl your way towards the sound of Alex grappling this flapjack and also moaning because his other testicle has now been crushed. And so you open up the bag of holding, and Alex, I want you to make me a strength check.
Come on, buddy.
I mean, 13, that's not bad. So, Alex, I think, how do you... I will say you passed the strength check. So how do you get the flapjack into the bag, Alex?
I just kind of... I'm on the ground, and I'm writhed over, so I've got the flapjack in my right hand. So I literally just hold him straight up and go, once again, at no point were the lines the problem. And then Darren kind of wanders over and he stumbles into me, at which point I just kind of feel around because I could barely see too. I'm looking straight at the ground and crying. And I force him into what I think is the bag of holding, but I'm actually putting it into Darren's pocket. And then Darren just takes it out of his pocket and puts it in the bag of holding.
I like it. And you have now collected all 5 flapjacks, and as soon as the 5th flapjack enters the bag of holding, David, you find yourself coming out of a haze of some sort over the last few minutes. You're not too sure what just happened, but there is a dart sticking out of your neck.
You're crazy, man. I like you, but you're crazy.
I look around real confused.
Darren,
did anyone else hear foghorn just now?
That's a great reference. You're crazy, man.
I love that movie references are giving us inspiration quotes.
I'm sorry, David.
What dart?
I'm going to take the dart out of my neck and put it back in my pocket.
Perfect. Make me a Constitution saving throw.
Where are you? There you are.
So
12.
as David pulls the dart out of his neck, a little spurt of blood squirts out of his neck, and David sees it and immediately faints to the ground.
What?
The tiefling's afraid of a little blood.
All right, so you guys have all 5 flapjacks and unconscious tiefling on the ground, and, well, a half-elf fighter with some bruised testicles, and, well, find out what happens next time on Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.
Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons is David Beaton, the Tiefling Bard, Alex Kerrigan, the Half-Elf Fighter, myself, Darren Worts, the Aasimar Wizard, and our Dungeon Master, David Ashbaugh. We're an independent podcast that relies on you, the listener, to spread the word. If you enjoyed listening, please give us a follow on Instagram, YouTube, Threads, and TikTok at Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons, or contact the show directly by emailing us at dungeonsdudesdragons@gmail.com. But more importantly, tell your friends, your coworkers, even your pets to give us a listen. If you'd like to be featured as an NPC, or if you have homebrew items that you'd like to see featured in the show, tag us at Dungeons, Dudes, Dragons on social media. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on Dungeons, Dudes, and Dragons.
Testicles are going to stay bruised for a while.
Yeah, just wait until you run into Valentina again. She'll re-bruise them for you.
Oh, I can't wait.
That chicken fight did not go how I thought it would.
Not at all. It clusterfucked in the best way. I just love that my little thaumaturgy masked the 30-foot long ship displacing trees and forests.
Yeah.
Those chickens didn't notice.